government to see how many immigrants can be supported and can be accepted. But also at the national level, we have examples which are related to climate change. We had a major wetland which was upstream a power station, and then we had livestock migrants from around Lake Victoria. These are pastoral people, and that area has been totally degraded in terms of availability of pastures and water availability. So the pastoral people moved away to these wetlands, and they had a major impact on the wetlands, which dried up, and there was no water supply to the dam or power station, and there was no electricity. So what the government did was to evict all those pastoral people and their livestock, move them away, not back to where they came from, but further south to other areas in Tanzania where there has been a major conflict between the incoming migrants and the local communities in terms of land use, water resource use, etc., etc. And again here, we have said in future there should be an environmental impact assessment to determine how many people can be allowed to come into a new area, but also look at the implication on the local resources and the local communities, so that we create harmony between the local people and the incoming people. But it's interesting also to note that the pastoral communities, because of environmental change, they've even moved from our country, Tanzania. They move into Zambia and even Malawi, looking for open pockets where they can still graze their livestock, so that the livestock resources now become international resources. They don't only belong to Tanzania, but they also belong to the region, because then protein is available to a bigger chunk of nations rather than Tanzania only. So those are some of the experiences we have in Tanzania. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Asante sana. Any other comments from the back of the room? UNDP?
I just would like to share actually a parallel experience of Manila, which Charles had mentioned, the Bicol area, and in the Katrina experience of the United States. I've been in the United States for 12 years now, and I see the beauty of being proactive in the issue of climate issues. In the Bicol area, actually, my wife is a Bicolana. I've been there for several times in my married life, and I feel that the issue actually of being reactive rather than proactive is the major issue why we're having recurring problem every now and then. Katrina happened like 2-3 years ago, and one hurricane was supposed to hit again Louisiana sometime this year. You could just be amazed on how the Americans had proactively prepared themselves. The socio-economic social arrangements in preparing the people to basically immediately evacuate before the thing happens is so amazing. I'm not saying that it's parallel in terms of economic strength on how we prepare our institutions and our people on the ground. But what I'm saying here is the proactivity of creating solutions to basically impact climate issues is something that we really need to think of and put it in something that everyone will benefit from.
Thank you very much. It's good to hear a positive story, particularly from the U.S. And it rather reminds me of what Sir Winston Churchill, wasn't it Sir Winston Churchill who said about the Americans, they can always be counted upon to make the right decision, having exhausted all other options. Right? Very good. We are at 12 o'clock, and we are supposed to break here, and I would like to also to give a little bit of time to Cato on to consolidate a little bit, or at least tell us where this is all heading in terms of the whole process of the conference itself. As I do that, let me again thank our panelists here, in particular Dr. Rao and Dr. Kala Mokani. Thank you very much for excellent contributions. It's been a real pleasure to be with you here this morning. I'll turn it over to Kate.
Hi everybody, we've already run out of our morning time slot, but I just wanted to remind two important things, and thank you again so much for these talks. Sorry. Thank you again to the three of you for making these presentations. We've covered a lot of territory in the last 2 days, and it was really nice to bring it down to a thematic issue. Two other things that we're attempting to do today in these parallel sessions is provide inputs, both from the thematic sessions, but also from the regional sessions to what will be our collective Manila Declaration and Call to Action. So what we've been doing is taking careful notes and highlighting the key points that have come up, which should be reflected in the declaration, which we will then be redrafting tonight after we've gotten all the input from all of the sessions, and then redistributing, I believe, first thing tomorrow morning. And secondarily, we will be listing here the legislative actions. So again, we've been making lists, but I welcome you to please not be shy and come up and make sure if you have something on your mind in reviewing the declaration working draft or in listening to the conversations, if something has come up as a legislative point that should be here, please, you're welcome to come up and make sure it's here. So with that, have a good lunch, and again, don't be shy, come talk to me. Thank you.